talking about the price action for DOGECHAIN in the previous video. And now we actually got what we were talking about in that previous video, and that was an increase in the price. So as you can see here, you can see the price has increased for DOGECHAIN. Yesterday's video had us all the way down here around 3Z47, and that's 0.000473. So we were around that area yesterday, right? And now we have increased in price. Now we're all the way up here to the top of these momentum wave bands here at 0.00051. So we're actually around 5023, but we did get all the way up to 51. And this is actually pretty important because what we were talking about yesterday was two different scenarios. One scenario, we go down here to the support, and then the other scenario, we go all the way up here to the resistance. And the one from the support was just mentioning we could pull back to the support and then eventually go up to our resistance, or we could just go straight up to our resistance. But either way, we did go to that resistance. We didn't have to go this option down here. We just had to do this option up here. So that was actually a pretty good analysis that we did yesterday. But we got to talk about what's going to happen next now here with DOGECHAIN. But yeah, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you want these automated trading indicators, definitely check out the link in the description for Chart Prime, and they're pretty good. I used them to make this prediction here. But anyways, we're going to talk about this, and we're going to go over what's going to happen next here with DOGECHAIN. So we're going to do this for the 4-hour chart, the 1-hour chart, and the 15-minute chart. We're going to break down what is going on with each of these. And if you don't want to go ahead and buy Chart Prime, you don't have to do that. You can either just use a Fibonacci retracement here, or you could just use the Stoch RSI, which is a stock plugin for TradingView. So you could use either one of those. And then, we just have this Stoch RSI. Like, you could just use that if you want, or you could have with Chart Prime and use the momentum wave bands, or you could just use Fibonacci's. But whatever way works for you is best for you. But what you can actually see here for the 4-hour chart here for DOGECHAIN, we can actually see we're actually getting rejected here at the momentum wave band, right? So there is a rejection that's happening, because if you go a little bit closer into here and look at the 15-minute chart, you can see that we got rejected here, right? But the momentum wave in here on the 15-minute chart is still going up. So there's still upward momentum here possible for DOGECHAIN. And look at here on the bottom of the Stoch RSI on the 15-minute chart. It's actually about to cross here, and it's about to continue to increase. What happens when it increases down here? We always have an increase in price. You can see it here. We had that increase in price right down here. We had the same increase in price, right? And then you can see back here we had the same increase inside of our price. So we know that the price increases every time the RSI crosses there on the bottom. So what's happening now? We're seeing the same price increase coming into DOGECHAIN that we've seen previously. We had our pullback, our resistance, and now we're having that same price increase coming right back in here on DOGECHAIN. So expect some more movement, some more volume. We might get all the way back up to 0.00051, right? 0.0005150, possibly a little bit higher than that. So I would definitely pay attention to that. Now, as for the 1-hour chart, it does show we may pull back just a little bit more, or we may stop halfway and then have another increase, which is what we're talking about previously. So we just go back a little bit more, and then we have that increase. And if you go back and look at the 15-minute chart, it's kind of the same thing here. Whereas on the 15-minute chart, it shows we're about to have the increase in price, then we're going to have a pullback, and then an increase in price from there. And if we go back here and look at the 1-hour chart, it could kind of look a little bit similar. So where we pull back a little bit more, and then it increases in the price here, like on the RSI, and it crosses, and then, pull back a little bit more and continue to rise. So there's a lot of different scenarios, but it definitely all ends with DOGECHAIN rising. That's just what it's coming down to, right? But if we look at the 4-hour chart, remember, it comes down to DOGECHAIN rising in the long term. If you look at the long term, the 4-hour chart, it does show that we're going to have a pullback here. It might be massive, because everything's about to go crazy. There's a lot of talk about there's about to be another crash. That's what a lot of people are talking about. Some people are saying that we're going to have a lot of bullish movement. It's kind of crazy because everyone has a different opinion in this market. And my personal opinion is that we're going to have another pullback before we have our next major pump. Now, it could be a small or a big pullback, but either way, I feel like there's going to be a pullback. A lot of people do as well, but then a lot of people don't believe there's going to be a pullback here. But overall, I do believe there is going to be a pullback, in my personal opinion. But If we're looking at the technicals on the 4-hour chart here, we do see on the RSI here we've crossed, right? But then we kind of stopped before we could go down below this 80-point level here. And then we go up and we continue it, but now we're crossing again. So let me go ahead and zoom in on that. So if you can look here, like it does show that we're crossing here on the top for this RSI. And the reason why it's so important whenever we're trending here with the RSI is because this is pretty much showing the price direction, right? It's showing where the price action is going. And right now, if it's crossing and it's going back down, we're gonna have another increase or decrease here in the price, right? We got rejected here previously, but we go ahead and we hit the momentum wave band again, and now we're getting rejected again. So will we do this a third time before we pump and we break out and we continue to go? Or will the third time not be the charm where we just end up, decreasing from there? That's the real question here, right? Or does it go a little bit further down and then does it try to do the third time a little bit, farther out, like more towards November and then going back down from there? That's what I'm looking at right now because right now what it seems like to me is that we're gonna have that pullback, right? It kind of seems like the pullback is a little bit inevitable, and it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time before we have this pullback. And the real question is, does it not pull back and then continue to rise and pump, or does it pull back and then try to rise and pump again and then break out the next time? Or does the next time it just sends it into full on bearish territory? So that's what we really have to be worried about here when it comes to DOGECHAIN. But as of right now, DOGECHAIN is doing extremely well, 7.1% up in the last 24 hours. So that's very, very good. 7.1% in the last 24 hours. So like, look at that. It's straight rising. Like, that's why there's always going to be a pullback after you're having all of these like accolades that you've achieved in such a short period of time. In 24 hours, 7.1% up. If you look at the last 7 days, they were up a lot more, but 5.3% in the last 7 days. So the real question is this momentum going to keep going? Is it going to keep rising? That's what we have to look at. And remember, yesterday, the 24-hour trading volume was 350K. Today is 455K. So the 24-hour trading volume has been gradually increasing here. Market cap as well, obviously. But yeah, it's been doing very, very well. So I'll keep you all updated. I don't know. Maybe we'll do daily DOGECHAIN updates. Yeah, we'll do that. Still keeping the baby Doge updates as well. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. What do you think is going to happen next for DOGECHAIN and the overall market? Anyways, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Hit the like button and subscribe. And also, check out the Chart Prime link inside of the description. If you want to go ahead and sign up for Chart Prime, go ahead and do that. Those are these momentum wave bands that we have here. And they're pretty useful, whenever you hit the top of a momentum wave band, you always have a pullback, right? Whenever you hit the bottom of a momentum wave band, you have an increase in price. And you can see how the momentum wave bands are shifting throughout the days, right? Because it's an automated trading indicator, right? It's all automated. So it's following it. So right now, like I was saying, what we can see here, we're probably going to end up pulling back down to the momentum wave band again. That's why I love following it through using the momentum wave bands here. And also the Fibonacci is like icing on the cake if you actually look at it. Like it's set up at the perfect area here. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. Hit the like button and subscribe. And as always, I'll be back with another video.